Hello, welcome to Horror Master Collectibles, where today we are going to be taking a quick look at this repaint I did of the new Tweeterhead Skeletor Legends life-size bust. I've done a review on this guy already. I'll include the link in the description for you guys in case you didn't see that. But anyway, I got this bust in and I absolutely loved it. But I kind of wanted a little bit more, kind of 80s Skeletor color vibe on it. A lot of the armor and stuff like that was like just grays and silvers. There was a lot of purple missing from, what I like anyway. And then as far as the way the head was painted, they went with more of a bone. It did have some yellows and some greens in there, but it was a lot of bone. And I kind of wanted to just do it up the way that I wanted to do it. So I added some colors to it, and I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. So let's go ahead and spin this around and take a closer look. All right, so I'm going to try to show this the best I can. Unfortunately, a lot of these colors just aren't showing up real well in studio light. But let's start with taking a look at the head. We'll go ahead and spin around here a little bit. Now I went with, I just added some more fluorescent green back here and under jaw. And then I went with a fluorescent yellow around the face. Still wanting to leave a lot of the bone showing through, because this is kind of like a weird realistic interpretation of Skeletor. I mean, it's kind of hard to do something that was in the 80s with a green or a yellow skull. A lot of the detail just wasn't there in the drawings. But we'll come back through here. They had a lot of browns in here, and I wanted to kind of darken everything up and get more contrast punch. So I went in with some blacks, and but I did leave some of the browns, which unfortunately aren't really showing up too well in here. You can kind of see them, but not really there. And then I added some shading here to get some more definition between the jawbone and the neck. And then down here in the eyes, I left the eyes red. I liked what they did there. I was going to add some pupils and make them more intense, but I kind of like the way they are. And then in here, I added some black, some pun black, just to kind of darken things up. Again, getting more contrast and depth. And then I did the same thing in the nose, leaving some browns in there. Hopefully it's kind of coming through. This is not really an easy thing to show because it is massive and it doesn't spin too well. But hopefully I'm getting some kind of deal for you guys. There we go. And then added some depth in here. And then I left the teeth the way they were because I really liked the way that they did that. But I just kind of added some translucent yellow down through here and mixed it in with the green. I did some green shading underneath here, underneath the jawline. But overall, pretty happy with the way that all turned out. Coming back through here, again, they had like hard lines where this, I guess they tried to add some muscle structure here. So I just added some shading just to kind of smooth all that stuff out. And added some browns and stuff, but so that's the head. Let's take a look at the body real quick. All right, as far as the neck, I was really on the fence of whether to paint it black or not. Again, in the cartoon, as we all know, it's kind of just a yellow floating skull with no neck. But ultimately I decided to leave the neck in place. As we all know, all of this on Skeletor is a purple in the cartoon anyway. So I liked what they did as far as the coloring here, but what I did to get some of that purple is I added like a translucent purple over top of it, and you can kind of see when you catch it in the right light, you can see that purple down through here. But if you look straight on, it kind of retains what Tweeterhead wanted to do and get accomplished. But you can kind of see, hopefully it's showing up on camera, how it kind of changes with the angle of things. You can kind of see it looks more purple in places as it spins around. But I'm pretty happy with the way that that turned out. So all that was painted. This and here I added like a violet purple, and then I also did this part of the armor in that same kind of violet purple tone. And that I really like the contrast between this and then those guys. And then again, I did it all throughout here. Basically all of this all the way around the body was done in that same shade. Here I came in with more of the translucent purple, which hopefully you can kind of see how it changes, which I really like that effect. I'm pretty happy with that. And then it's kind of got like a Revelation design to it. So I left the bat on here black. They had it painted black and I just left it that way. I didn't mess with this at all, and I didn't mess with the body color at all, but everything else I repainted. And then if you guys watched the first review, you'll remember that they had some weird gloss stuff in places on the base. So I just knocked all that down with just a, to me, a flat, and it looks a lot better to me now. It's more just like a stone look. I don't know again what they were doing, because somebody had to go through the extra step in production line to add that. And it was just really odd because it wasn't, it was just haphazardly placed in places. So anyway, I flattened all that out and I'm pretty happy with that. And then I took an iron and kind of ironed out some of the wrinkles that were in the hood and then the cape and when it was packed up. So I kind of smoothed all that out. But anyway, that's really about it on it. I think I'm going to just leave them displayed with the cape. I do want to come down here and probably kind of fray the edges a little bit more on the cape. I don't know if I like the clean cut so much on it, but that's what's got on there for now. But I definitely like the way he looks. He looks more like the Skeletor that I grew up with anyway, as a kid in the 80s. I'm pretty happy with the way that he turned out. Alright guys, so that's about all there is to go over on this guy. Again, like the colors he used was translucent purple, and then like a violet purple, and then used pun black for the dark shading on the head, and then fluorescent yellow and green on the head. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And then hit the base with flat. It took probably about 4 or 5 hours, just because everything is so large and the pieces you're working with are large and it takes a lot of paint. But overall, again, I'm happy with the way it came out. I like this look better than the factory look, even though the factory look is pretty badass in my opinion. You don't have to do any of this. I just kind of wanted to mess around with it. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. So I will leave you with some studio shots of this guy, and hopefully some of the colors pick up. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, feel free to leave any questions and I'll be happy to answer them. And as always, feel free to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications for new videos. And until next time, I will see you guys later.